Hey guys, it's Tony. What if I told you that you can enjoy a full Cancun vacation without having to worry about booking one of those really expensive all-inclusive resorts? Yeah, I'm talking real savings, real comfort, and still having access to all of the 5-star beach resorts that you could imagine. In this video, I'm going to show you where I stayed, what I ate, and how I was able to hack the system using an app you've probably never heard of. So let's get started.
So after catching the ADO bus from the airport to downtown Cancun, which, by the way, saved me a ton of money compared to a cab, now I'm hopping in an Uber for the short ride over to my hotel, Hotel Bonampak. This place is in the heart of the city, and it's one of the key ingredients in what I call the secret sauce for doing Cancun the smart way. You don't have to stay in the hotel zone to experience the best of Cancun. With a boutique hotel like this, you save big on lodging, and that gives you more to spend on great food, excursions, or even a day at a luxury beach club. Let me show you what I mean. When you're staying in downtown Cancun, it's all about location, value, and comfort, and Hotel Bonampak checks all 3 boxes. Walking into Hotel Bonampak, the first thing that hits you is the open-air lobby, and it just feels inviting. There's a laid-back vibe here. It's simple, but clean and welcoming. The open design lets the breeze roll through, and after traveling all day, it's a nice shift from the usual cold, closed-in hotel lobbies you find in the States. Check-in was easy, the staff was friendly and helpful, no fuss, no long lines, just a warm bienvenido and a room key. Now let me take you up to the room and show you what you get for under $80 US a night in downtown Cancun.
All right, so I made it to my hotel room, and I have stayed here once before. I came down here about 2.5, 3 years ago, and I brought my son with me, and we stayed in this hotel, and it's really nice. It's not that expensive. Back then, I was able to get the room for about $35 a night, but now with taxes and everything US, it's about $86, which is still significantly cheaper than what you might find out on the hotel zone. Most of those hotels start at around $200 to $300 a night for something decent and go up from there. The bathroom is also very nice and very clean. That's the one thing that I noticed about this the last time I was here. Now, I will say the towels look a little dingy and they look worn, so they're not the best towels in the world, not the fluffiest towels in the world, but they'll do. They'll do. Same thing down here. These are kind of dingy. But overall, it's a nice hotel. Now, the other thing I'll point out in hotel rooms that's very common outside of the United States is the air conditioners are not central. So you have a control unit here that you use to turn on the air conditioning that's up in the ceiling. So you come over here and you hit the power button, which is this blue button in the middle, and that turns on the air conditioner unit. And you have to remember, everything is in Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
After settling into the hotel, I was ready to grab a bite to eat. And lucky for me, there's a highly rated Indian restaurant literally across the street. It's called Patra Valley, and it has a 4.6 star rating on Google with over 1,300 reviews. So I figured, why not? It was still a little early, so the place was quiet, but clean, modern, and super inviting.
The restaurant's called Patra Valley, and they've been very nice. I'm the only person in here, but I get the idea this is probably a really hot spot for the weekend. I see hookah on the other side. It's got to be one of the fanciest Indian restaurants that I've been to. I got the tikka masala chicken. I've got an appetizer of fresh vegetables to start, basmati rice, and some garlic naan. So overall, that was pretty good. It was very flavorful. It was not as hot as what I expected. I probably should have told them that I'm okay with, the regular heat that Indian food is presented as. I have to do this back in Texas too. When we go to Indian restaurants, I tell them spicy and they make it hot. I like it hot. But overall, the flavor was excellent. I would definitely give it probably a 4.7 out of 5. The only drawback was the naan. It was a bit crispy, and I'm not a fan of crispy naan. It was kind of waferish. Had a really good flavor. I got the garlic naan, so it tasted good, but the texture just wasn't a winner for me. So that's why I dropped it down to 4.7. But overall, I would recommend this place.
After a solid night's sleep, super quiet, surprisingly comfortable bed, I headed downstairs to check out the free breakfast. Now, it's nothing fancy, just your standard continental setup. Cold cereal, assorted pastries, fresh juice, although the juice was good, and coffee. But hey, it's free and it'll definitely hold you over for a few hours. If you're craving something a little more filling, there are a couple of great local cafes and diners just a short walk away. So either way, you've got options.
Good morning, guys. So I am ready to go. I'm checking out of the hotel and I'm going to go ahead and find a car to get down to the dentist's office. It's probably about a 10-minute ride. But what I'm going to do is, instead of finding a taxi, taxis are just a crapshoot. You just never know how much they're going to want to charge you. A lot of them don't speak English, so if you're not fluent in Spanish, that can be a little difficult. I like using Uber, but in Cancun, it can be a little touch and go when it comes to Uber because a lot of the hotels, the cab drivers really don't like them. And they can be a little pricey just depending on surge. So I'm going to use an app called Didi. I've never used it, I've heard about it, and when I loaded it up and put my payment information in, I noticed that the prices are about half of what Uber charges. So I should be able to hopefully get a ride for around 40 pesos, which is about $2. So let's get downstairs and let's find a Didi. So Didi does a bit of everything. I mean, you can order food, you can have a ride share, you can even have money brought to you if you don't have enough money on you. It's kind of a cool service, so I'm gonna go ahead and select the ride. I already saved the GNUX Dental Cancun, that's where I'm going. So I'll select that. And let's see what it comes up with. It's 48 pesos. They do have a way you can negotiate and save, but I'm not gonna do that. I just wanna make sure that I can get my ride. So they break down how much of that fee is the booking fee and everything like that. Express works for me. So on this corner is where I'm gonna kind of wait. Cancun is really nice. You just have to come to the city. Everybody always goes to the hotel zone, which is great. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things to do in the hotel zone, but I always like coming to the city because to me, you get a lot more value. Stay in a nice boutique hotel and there's a lot of restaurant options and there's just really cool things to do. And if you ever want to go to a resort, just get the DayPass app. There's some 5-star resorts that you normally pay $400 to $500 a night to stay in that you can stay for the day, and they're all inclusive, so you can eat and drink as much as you want for about $100, $100 to $125 if you want like a really nice 5-star resort. If you don't care about it being super high end, you can get them as low as like $50 to $60. So that's just something to think about if you ever want to save money in Mexico. So I hope you found this video to be helpful. It would be awesome if you would consider subscribing to this channel. We have currently about 8,500 subscribers. Our goal is to hit 10,000 by summer, and I'd really appreciate all of the help that you can give me. Also, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video. Do you think this was a good strategy? Have you used something like this before? Let us know what your thoughts are down below. So again, I remind you to check out a couple of the videos I did on Mexico. I did one about my dental experience here in Cancun, and I did another one about how to beat the taxi cab fares. So until next time, I'll catch you on the next one.